Cause if you had drove here and shit, like, hello? So what I want to say to y'all is that, like, I know we in the South, we real Southern as fuck. This is Houston, Texas. We also hella resilient. I just want to make sure that you make sure to give back to the people that came through.
Right.
They set is gonna be good. I believe that because we don't bring y'all no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna give them a lot of attention. You're gonna give them a lot of love, and you're gonna also show it in the kind that folds and not jingles. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So KFG is a queer poet, mental health advocate, educator, and healer. Fable lives to create, empower youth, and is the poet laureate of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Y'all understand what that is, huh? KFG, as a group and a collective, likes all that is stereotypical hippie shit, except white dreads. Okay. Fable loves hood movies, sneakers. I mean, did y'all check my shit out? Fable loves hood movies, sneakers, and high-end sweatpants. Fable has books. They're $13. Their CDs is $10. Both together is $20. KFG has t-shirts, which is $15, and books for $10. Both of them have free. You understand what I'm saying? I know y'all understand what that means. They both got free stickers. They both got free cards. And if you ask them real nicely, I'm sure they'll give you a hug or a picture or some shit with them. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead and start clapping and give them that right about now love. All the way up to the stage. To KFG, yeah.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. Hey. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Dang, that was really hype. How is everybody? Doing good? Doing good? Okay, so the two of us come from a show in Grand Rapids, Michigan that gets loud as fuck, so we're used to a lot of noise. So I'm going to do real quick with you a little exercise if you are willing to participate. So I want you to imagine a world in which the current president is impeached. And then, so on the count of 3, I want you to react to this. And then, replaced by Blue Ivy. So, I'm going to count to 3, and then I'm going to have you lose your shit. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yeah! The two of us, we are the Unpacking tour. We've been traveling all across the country, talking to people about mental health, about identity, about anything that people need to unpack. Noticing that, like, we have all these experiences that we've accrued over time and being able to take power, whatever you've experienced. So this whole trip has been kind of wild. Getting the car towed is sort of just the cherry on top, and after everything else is kind of like, you know, ain't that just the way? Yeah, we had a lot of car issues coming here, finally got it fixed, but one of the most tricky of our circumstances that we came across was a dear friend of ours was missing for several days, and we found out a couple nights ago his body was found in the Kalamazoo River, which is where I am originally from. So that anything else kind of seems like nothing. But Texas, you all are so fucking kind. Outside of the tow truck people, like they're monsters, but everybody else is so fucking nice, and it's just like, oh, we needed it. We need this so bad. Like, it's been such a healing experience. I want to thank you all for your southern hospitality. So I'm gonna do some poems for you if that's all right. All right. So as as they said, I am queer. I like to say I'm a potpourri of queerness. I am non-binary, which means I go by they, them, their. If you have any questions about it, ask me about it later. So I had an experience going to the grocery store on the 4th of July, which is 4 days after Pride season, and then had a realization of just like, all right, Pride season's over. Well, time to kind of like go back in the closet again. Nobody wants to hear that shit. And so yeah, I've got a little story for you. Grocery store run on the 4th of July. Pride season is over. It's time to go back inside. What the hell are you still doing out of your closet anyway? I don't need you rattling my grandmother's bones in the produce section with your obvious queerness, Planned Parenthood t-shirt, modified crop top blaring vagina experts like a flashing neon sign. We had an agreement. When the glitter settles from your little parade, you melt back into the dark, musty wallpaper, be invisible again, but not too translucent. I don't need my cart-buckled kids exposed to that kind of carnage. The little daily deaths of your character you had to stomach in order to survive. We will wait to take that trip until you're pinned open on the autopsy table like a circus tent, till your wild beasts are tamed, till your lion pride roar is deflated by hate crime bullets. Oh, we get it. You were fed MRI contrast ink, so your organs would swirl radioactive rainbow, so your own body would forever feel toxic, so you would always glow different. But we never expected you to own it. So please, dim, please blend, snowflake, swallow your light and return to the depths, anglerfish. Don't be rude. Don't wear politics. Don't bring up, don't ruin the holidays. Don't be so politics. Don't be so politics. Don't breathe so loud. Your existence is too political. Your heartbeat is too loud for this echoey grocery store. You're not so loud it can't be drowned out by fireworks. And oh, please stop crying about PTSD. Even my dog knows better, wears her American flag thunder jacket, knows loyalty is being debarked and quivering while I say my anthem. The planet does not float in a safe space. Not even your body will be a safe space. Will be another battleground clicking with triggers, hissing with fuses like a field of crickets. You know, I can't stand how thin-skinned millennials are. I can almost see inside them. You all doing all right? Okay, cool. I'm glad you're with me. I'm going to do another poem for you, and then my partner is going to come up here. Thank you all for being so engaged. We got cool merch over here. Please help us get my car back. We're headed out to Colorado next. We're still here for a while. We still have quite a journey to go, so any help is really appreciated. So here's my next poem. Repeat after me. People are not scary. People are not scary. People are not scary. You are at a very hip gay club in Denver with muscly go-go dancers, liabilities on rollerblades, and outdoor ping pong. Your friend abandons you momentarily at the bar for the restroom. It is now up to you to maintain an upbeat, thought-provoking, hilarious, fibrous, but above all else, normal dialogue with a friend of your friend that you just met. Okay. This shouldn't be too hard. Nope, too hard. Hey, it's okay. You don't need a map to navigate through the triggers of emotional landmines. You don't need the survival script anymore. But if you would like a script, here's one. Express exasperation toward the heat in Colorado. Talk about the Doberman seeking refuge in the RV parked out front of the house that you're staying at that night because the house doesn't have AC. Dog. Talk about dog. Everybody loved dog. She apparently does not love dog. Silence. Hey. You probably don't look as awkward as you feel. Nope, I don't want to be here anymore. I can't hear anything anyone is saying over the douche of the rattling speakers and the loud strobe lights and the passing bodies I'm in the way of, most likely. Are you okay? Oh shit, do not black out. Do not extinguish into the night. Listen. Some Aristotle wrongly depicted the stars as Mona Lisa hawk eyes following you wherever you walk. Who told you you look like delectable prey? Who taught you to preemptively pray for forgiveness in every human interaction? Because fuck them. Say it. Fuck the humans who hurt you. The first to instill distrust of every person that will come to follow. They beat down spiral pathways into your nervous system, printed along the staircase a ghostly negative of human nature as Hurricane Katrina. People are not hurricanes lunging from weathered leashes. And I love you is not always the precursor to someone leaving you. I love you is not the lock on the cage. Love is not a threat. Love is not a weapon. Some people are just clumsy with it. People are not scary, not evil, not monsters, but if they are, run. There's the exit. There is an exit this time. You are not a child living under the roof of your abuser. The past stays. A VHS tape playing, a red face screaming like a train whistle, the steam shrouding your mother's betrayal as she slipped out the door, but you get to leave now. You are safe, you are safe, you are safe. Under the roof that you have built. Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna need you to get, I like this right here, but I'm gonna need you to take it like up here.
Shoo! How the fuck you doing tonight, Houston? Man, I was like so surprised that that towing company is that on that shit. We weren't even here for like 30 minutes. And he was like, hey, you sure you parked in a good spot? And we were like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. There's cars around. He's like, no, let's go walk and check. And sure enough, that motherfucker was gone. That shit is crazy as fuck. They are efficient. They are good at what they do. It sucks that it's like something awful. It's what they do. My name is Fable, or Fable the Poet. I don't like that there's the poet on the end of it. I'm not like Chance the Rapper, but for branding purposes, and because there's like video games and shit called Fable, it's like I just had to throw that shit on there. Real shit. Is there anybody here who was raised by a single parent? Can I hear some like noise for single parents? Can I hear like some round applause for single parents? I was raised by an incredible single mother. My mom is the shit. And I know that she's watching this somewhere because it's being live streamed. But I just want to say, like, my mom, she's watching, you're the fucking shit, right? She recorded the first 5 years of my life on the cassette tapes. She was like, I want you to be able to relive everything that I went through. I want you to know why your dad isn't going to be around because you might have questions about that. And I feel like it was kinda to protect herself, but it was also like just such a brilliant fucking idea. She said on the first tape that she was gonna start sending these to me on my 22nd birthday. And sure enough, she did. On my 22nd birthday, I went out to the mailbox and there was an envelope and a tape in it. And I was like, how the fuck am I gonna play this shit? Right? Because they don't just have like fucking cassette tape players. So I went to a Family Dollar, got it, and hearing her voice so young and vibrant before I took all the joy out of that shit, being like a hard ass to deal with kid, was fucking beautiful. But 2 years ago, there was an envelope that had handwriting that I didn't recognize, and it turned out that it was from my biological father. He recorded this tape when I was born, and he went on and on for 30 minutes about why he it wouldn't ever be in my life. And that drove me into some nasty spots. I used to think that it was a healthy way to heal when you grow up and there's liquor stores around you all the time to like go to booze, like that's a healthy way to deal. And that night it was my birthday, so I went with a bunch of my friends and I started drinking. That's the way I thought was okay to heal with issues. It's not. For those of you who do drink to get through shit, don't do it. Find something else. Play disc golf or some shit, right? Play Pokemon, don't drink. But all my friends were like, they could tell I was going through something rough, and they were like, all right, we're gonna find you a DD. So I was like, all right, responsible friends. One of the friends who tried to find me a DD was the one who passed away as well. And when they said they found one, I was so excited. I was like, but let me meet him. And I met this guy, and he was twitchy, but he was sober. So at the end of the day, I'm like what you need out of a DD to-do list. It's like twitchy isn't necessarily on there, sober is. So I was like, all right, we're good to go. So I drink. We're going back home, and on the way home, he sees a police officer in the median, and he says, I'm not going back to prison, and hits the gas. And when somebody says those words, and you're in the backseat of their car, you're like, this is a fucking horrible decision, right? Like, damn. This is not the way I wanted this fucking night to go. And he's gunning it down the highway now, like over 100 miles an hour. You can feel the momentum of the car moving. He's going so fucking fast. And the red and blue lights are behind us, and he's just not stopping. He goes off and exits. He's like, I'm not gonna make it. Yanks the wheel, blows it through a side rail, and rolls it into a casino parking lot. And I remember the cops yelling to get out the car with their guns out, and there being dust everywhere. Because that's what happens when airbags come out and the windows being blown out. And I remember just crawling out of the car like, how the fuck did I get here? Like, for a living, I talk about what I'm going through. I do it with students, I do it with adults. And like, I got to this point where I couldn't process something, and I went to a horrible alternative. And this poem is about that. So if you're struggling to talk about stuff, this is for you. If you grew up with a single parent, this is for you. It's a poem to all those kids. Back in the day, when I was really, really young, I remember telling all the other kids at school that my dad was a superhero. And that he was just so busy saving everyone else to have any time for me. As I grew older, I referred to him as Santa Claus. A man of folklore, an unfathomable presence that only really came upon the mind once or twice a year when it's cold and you're entertaining the thought of warmth. Feeling a hole instead of mason jar with firefly, you see my empty spaces always light up when I'm the darkest. Today, for what seems like the 100th time, I listen to my biological father whisper me bittersweet nothings via a cassette tape delivered in an envelope postmarked 1988. A symphony of can't do's, won't do's, should haves, and will nevers. 20 glorious minutes of why he can't and won't ever be in my life. How thoughtful of him. He should have titled it The Real Reason You Don't Have a Dad. Sit it with a kiss, or his cologne, or some sweet lovey-dovey movie shit instead of getting my middle name wrong on the outro. A wholehearted middle finger post sucker punch below the belt. You know what? Let's throw a biting through my cartilage cheap shot metaphor in this part right here. Nah. We'll save the beautiful imagery and fancy wordplay for a poem not about him. This isn't that poem. This will not be his poem. I will not give him something to be proud of. Why do you think I used to live my life like that? 2 parts self-abuse, 7 parts fearful of success, 1 part neglect, no part self-love though. I was gonna pick myself up where he decided to leave off. I will leave it there on the shelf with the cape that he never chose to wear, in the closet with the other childish fantasies. 2 years ago, I thought I saw God from the back seat of a Lexus coupe. He looked like a coked out felon, smelled like fear in recovery. He chose to total a car going 100 miles an hour and made me realize that I am only a human. Had my life in his hands, opposed of my existence, disregarded. He had a soul in the back seat, trying to turn a fable to an anecdote. I climbed out of the total car, kissing the ground the way the police like us to us.
Yeah.
Black.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dad. I appreciate this gift, but my life keeps spiraling out of control. I bet he's proud. I am a hurricane of heartbreak into ugly shit. What am I doing here? How did I get here? Is what I used to ask myself so many nights, mouth tasting like, well, something, because, well, I had to use something to make myself feel better before I used someone, but I know that I got that from him. I always rewound and played back the part where he talked about his love life. He'd say, son, my son, I've never been any good at relationships. You can ask your mother this one day. But I never asked her. I never wanted to know. But you know what's the worst part is that he ended that cassette tape with a poem. Before he even knew where it would become, he ended it with a poem. For months, I hated poetry. I would hear him speak at open mics and out of my students' mouths. I watched him turn my safe haven into a battleground of self-discovery. I fell into my vices, hoping I wouldn't land in them and wake up to just another day of picking up pieces of myself. But back in the day, when I was really, really young, I remember not being broken. I'm working to find that boy again, and when I do, I will shower him in comic books and cartoons. I will tell him not to look for his father there. I will tell him that if he gives his all to his community, to these people, to these kids, if he inspires one of them, then one day he might actually become that hero. At least to somebody. Thank you.
Yo, so they is doing a great job. What I want to do, I just want to interrupt this program. Hey, people that's trying to slip out without me seeing you, I just need you to put $1 in the goddamn bucket. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get that goddamn car out. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this around. It's already $1 in there to show you what kind of type of green we looking for. Here you go. Thank you so much. Please keep enjoying the show. Give it up one more time for KFG and Fable.
Yeah! True. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate your support. Texas has been so much love besides the power steering pump going out in the car and getting the car towed. We're like doing like a huge climb out of the hole. When you guys leave, please take a sticker, take a card, have an email list. I won't blow you up. It's just a lot better than Facebook to communicate with people via email. How many people in this room have been diagnosed with anxiety, bipolar depression, some sort of... Man, can I get a round of applause for yourselves for continuing to be resilient and push through shit? I'm a whole lot of a human being. I have anxiety, bipolar, and depression. So I like to think of myself like just a lot of a human, and I know that can be hard to deal with. The one I love, even though it's hard, being somebody who navigates through America with mental health issues, and that's what my book is all about. But one that I hate is I hate the pharmaceutical industry in fucking America. And I think it's a shame how quick we throw prescription drugs at fucking everything we see. I hate that shit. And I understand that some people need medication to get, like, to better deal with bipolar and depression, anxiety. I understand that and I feel that. But I think it's a shame that we don't try to get people counseling and therapy before we automatically jump to prescription drugs, right? And that's what this poem is all about. It's about the pharmaceutical industry in America. Fuck that shit. Yeah. God bless America. It's hard to say that shit, especially with like everything that's going on, like the world is burning around us. God bless America. The only country in the world that takes up a mere 5% of the world's population, meanwhile, takes in 50% of the world's pharmaceuticals and 80% of the world's prescription narcotics. Yet over the course of history, we've tried to coin the phrase, we have turned the corner in the fight on drugs. How? Because we policed the hood until prison turned industry? While subliminally blinding ourselves from the fact that the real drugs aren't being peddled from dark skin or long rap sheets, but from white coats with script books. Reading scripts slipped in from drug reps, repping drugs newer to the scene than many strange police have ever seen, yet don't you dare get caught with some butt, bro. A corner of some green, dank, perp, loud crime state work, because depending on the non-decriminalized city you reside in, you might find your ass in jail. Huh. It's kind of funny how a substance legal in many areas of the world is a crime in the land of the free, when an Adderall can get prescribed to a 9-year-old who cries, well, you better sit still because their parents measure their patience by the milligram, and that's A-okay. Unless you don't have a script. Then it's a felony, please. What script do you really need? The one written or the one typed? Or the one that might sound and read like an actual script, like, do you have restless leg syndrome? You might if you're suffering from boredom, sore muscles, tired feet, breathing oxygen, not wanting to breathe oxygen, wanting to go on walks but not having the energy to go on the walk you so badly crave and could actually go on if you would just get your ass up and go. Do you have bipolar disorder? You may if you catch yourself frowning. Sometimes you're happy, in others, sad. If you breathe oxygen, if you are human. If you are human, you know the power of the dollar, and that green can make even HIV vanish like magic. Johnson's hard on men glued to commercials perfected by marketing geniuses, making them want stiffer, longer, harder lives, as they weigh out the pros and cons of side effects that they would never face if not sucked in by commercials that made it so much easier to relate to, but they look so happy now. If you made $2 billion a year, you'd be able to employ the best in the business at pulling eyes, ears, and dollars out of wallets even faster than Uncle Sam, because guess what? They own him too.
Come on.
Side effects you might be suffering from: bloody stools, cancer, hives, lymphoma, cold sores from or not from that person you felt you needed to make your life harder for. We are so busy tearing apart our well-oiled machines for aftermarket upgrades that we're forgetting about the damage that we're doing to ourselves. Taking Alzheimer's medications with side effects of memory loss and antidepressants that just might spark suicidal intentions. The outcome: the leading causes of death in the United States: 1, heart disease; 2, cancer; 3, strokes; and 4, the adverse effects of medications. We've become comfortable with having a mindset of, I can pay to fix what's wrong with me. So besides the fact that you know what's wrong, and rather not take the time to better yourself in any other way, I would like to ask, what is wrong with you? If the answer is you don't know, but you sort of seem as perfect as the people in the ads you look up to, well, maybe the thing you should be adding up is facts. It should have never gotten like this. How did we get like this? But where else can you get rich off of exploiting minds and emotions, all held for that crutch of convenience only here? So, God bless America. But someone please help us. I think we're sick. Thank you so much, everybody. This has been the Unpacking Tour. We love hugs. We have hugs on deck if you want to give out hugs. We appreciate your kindness trying to get this car out of the tow. We have merch. We do take credit cards if you don't have cash. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Until we meet again, Houston, thank you so much.
Yeah!
Yo, give it up for him one more time. Y'all so good, man. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Houston, right about now, Avant-Garde. Are y'all ready to see who won this slam, dude? I said we're ready to see who won this slam, dude. So can I get RJ Wright, Christopher Diaz, and Erica Nicole up to the stage?